All right. So are we doing Murph this weekend or what?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Personally, we are doing Murph. Are we doing Murph with our members?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yep.
How? I mean,
Well,
so I think some of the concerns are
yeah,
a lot of people might be untrained in terms of volume. You have the whole small detail of social distancing, not sharing bars and whatnot. That's a minor detail. Um, how do we get around those, or do we get around those? Is that something that we even consider?
yeah. I mean, you look at it and you say, if you've had training going on and you've been distributing training, what is Murph? It's aerobic endurance and muscle endurance. And if you've just sent your clients on 50, 60, 70 days of body weight calisthenics and aerobic endurance, they could, or, would be fine if you've been preparing them. But if your facility hasn't been preparing folks for it, that's a different story. And that's when scaling comes into play.
So, Eric, your your members are trained.
Yeah, those individuals that want to participate in Murph, absolutely. And they've known it's been coming because it's been a memorial thing. It's been a Memorial Day thing for years. So even the gyms, the level method gyms have had Murph ramp ups for them to prepare for this weekend. And then it falls back on the affiliate owner. Hey, do I want to run it or not? And what do the partitions look like, or what are the options and scaling looks like? Yeah, I dig it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to run it. To me, it wasn't a question of whether or not our clients are physically ready. Because if you've been checking in on your clients, if you've been providing them with multiple programming options, whether that's individual or, as Zach alluded to, or as Eric alluded to, your bodyweight calisthenics kind of group options on Zoom, then they should be prepared. The question for me more was, what does the logistics inside of the four walls of your facility look like when you only have X number of pull-up bars, and normally people are sharing, rotating through rounds of Cindy, it's crowded. So what does that look like? And that's the part that we've gone in and tackled.
Right.
And just running through with heats, and it's basically a class more or less. And it's a class with a smaller cap than normal.
What are you limited to at KCAC?
At
9?
Kansas Athletic Club, we're actually just increased today. We can have 15 in 15 per session.
So will you be doing 15-person heats, like
no
rolling heats?
No, we're gonna do. I think it's at 10, because I think 10 is what we have, where everyone can have their own
pull-up bar,
their own properly distanced pull-up bar. Obviously, we have more pull-up bars than that, but distanced and separated out.
Got it. That's good.
So, traditionally, at least, for my gym, we would slam our gyms or slam our gym with members for that day. And we're really limited by like how much shoulder space you have to get this done.
Right.
And that always added to just the grittiness of doing Murph on Memorial Day.
Right.
How does
dealing with the crowd? Yeah.
How does changing that change the feel, or the energy of typically people, a lot of CrossFitters, if it's not the CrossFit Games, it's doing Murph on Memorial Day. Those are the two big things, right?
Right.
Now that we've taken some of the
grit
production and just all that out of it, and we go back to really the essence of what Murph traditionally was. How does that change the experience, or is that something you were even worried about?
So personally, I'm not worried about it, because in my opinion, you don't do it for the production. I don't need lights on. I don't need a bunch of other fireworks.
People screaming.
I do it for here, and I do it for here, and that's all that matters. And so if that becomes, or is even a thought in a client's head, then we have to change their mindset. That's exactly right. That's why we do it. We don't do it for any other reason. If you said strap on a vest and go, today's Saturday, we can't leave our home, then cool. I'm gonna find a way to do Murph inside my house.
Right.
Well, but I think that's speaking to us who know. right?
Yeah, I think, and I think it's up to us to deliver the message.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, like it's the same argument of like, not everyone comes into the gym for the CrossFit Games, but everyone feels like they want to compete on that level or compete like that, But we know that we're trying to build functional bodies, and sometimes that calls for scaling down a ton to be effective in that. In the same way, like Murph, people have this kind of a dream of what it is, or kind of fantasy that it's I'm just going to go after it and just sweat with everybody, and we're going to drink beers, we're going to have barbecue and all that stuff, when we know at its essence that's not what it's about.
Right. Well,
but
I mean,
we can't ignore that it's become that for a lot of people.
I think it's going to fall down to the individual affiliate owner's decision making. Most of the gyms around this area, still in Southern California, are doing it outdoors at local parks because they can't be in their facility, or they're making it like Nick. They're making heats or rounds at the local park, and then when you're done, you kind of move over to where it's socially acceptable to hang out. And they're still trying to piece together that celebratory community aspect where I'm sure we've all done it in a similar fashion where we've got a front entry speech and the why and the how and then the closing and the celebratory, piece. I think that's still being able to be done. And obviously the states that are open, they're going to do the same thing. I think they're going to still make it impactful.
Yep.
Right place, right time, right uniform. Let's do it.
Yep. I agree. I think it's up to the affiliate owner or the business owner or the head coach or whoever the leader is of the tribe to ensure that the people who are participating, they're getting that insight and they're getting that perspective, and it's being transmitted, it's being taught properly.
Right.
The workout, I mean, and it's, yeah, like Eric said, we've all done it where you stand up, and we only ran like 2 big heats at max effort back in the day, every Memorial Day, and it was, I did both workouts, and
Of course you did.
of course I did, right? They're spread out, but it's like beforehand you read the Medal of Honor citation, you explain to the people, especially the new members, that it may be their first time doing it. It's like,
Right.
This is why we do it. The purpose is because the workout is so incredibly daunting. The volume just looks like it's insurmountable, and we do it to prove to ourselves that, hey, if we just keep our heads down and we suffer a little bit and we dig, that we will eventually make it through. That
Right.
does not mean that everybody needs to suffer at doing the same volume. You still need to be an intelligent trainer, take care of your people, scale it like you would any workout to make sure that they are relatively safe, right? You want to reduce the risk as much as possible of rhabdo. So as I feel like as long as everybody's following that, there's no reason that you shouldn't be doing it.
Yep.
Agreed.
Yep. Yeah, I
Within
mean,
reason.
at this point, how many variations of scaled effort have you seen? Halves and quarters and
Oh my God.
20
Under
rounds
the
of
sun.
Cindy, and I mean, you can make it whatever you need for the solution of the say the deconditioned client, or now you've got equipment issues or floor space issues. Like it's a no brainer for, I'd say, 90% of the owners and coaches out there.
Yep.
Well, awesome. So for those of you guys watching this, love to hear what you guys are doing for Murph. If that's part of what you guys do on Memorial Day, how you guys are changing things up if you need to, what kind of modifications you guys are doing, how it's affecting how you typically run Murph on Memorial Day.
Right.
Yeah, I'm really interested on what everyone else is doing as well. Curious to kind of hear what everyone's hacks are. And so is Joey.
She's got an opinion on Murph. I love it.
Oh, we're going for it. We are going for it.
Right.
Well, awesome, guys. So good discussion today. We won't see you guys on Monday because it is Memorial Day, but we hope everyone has a very good Memorial Day. Let's put it that way. And we'll see you guys next week.
Hope they do some good stuff.
Good
over the
stuff.
weekend.
Tag us.
Later,
All right, guys. See ya.